Conexão Animal tem como missão criar e reforçar os laços entre nós, humanos, e os animais. Em nossa visita de hoje, passamos pelo Centro Médico St. John's, na cidade de Santa Mônica, na Califórnia, para mostrar o trabalho de organizadores e voluntários do Positive Pet Program, um programa que usa cães como terapia alternativa para pacientes com câncer.
I joined the program in July of 2011. I joined because I have an extreme passion for dogs. I was a dog walker for 7 years while working in a hospital ER and going to school for social work. Still feel extremely lucky every day I come to work that I get to do this job and that they chose me to do it. A lot of people think that animal-assisted therapy is new. It's not new. It's just underutilized and underpromoted, and I would like to see more people get involved and more facilities get involved and more dogs become animal-assisted therapy workers.
Well, I've been at St. John's 33 years. The dogs have been here 7, I think, so I've been here from the beginning. I was on the part of the original committee that worked on bringing the dog program here. It's a wonderful program. The dogs come and visit all the patients. I mean, it was started to try and have another way of, instead of medication, have another way of relaxing the patients, making them feel happy. A lot of them are in the hospital for quite a while and they miss their dogs, so having a dog come by is really a great thing. There was a little concern at the beginning by some of the doctors about infection and all that sort of thing, but that's never been a problem. And you know, the dogs have the baths and all that stuff, so it's really been very well supported, I think. There was a patient in ICU that was on a ventilator, was sort of in a coma, hadn't really responded, and one of the dogs, a standard poodle named, I think it was Jet at the time, got into bed with him and he started petting the dog. So that kind of gives me chills. I think that was really great.
So we started having dogs on site in 2006. Our administration at the time and one of our cardiothoracic surgeons were huge proponents of pet therapy and thought that it would be really beneficial to our patients to have dogs here on site doing visits. So we researched it, we wrote a policy, we implemented a program, and in 2006 we had our first visits. We used an outside vendor at the time to provide the dog visits. And then just a couple years ago in 2010, we decided we really wanted to expand and grow the program. We couldn't really do that with this vendor, so we brought the program in-house. And we have a very generous donor, Paula Kemp-Meehan, who allowed us to do that. And we've been kind of moving along ever since. Our patients love the visits and our staff loves the visits as well. We have visits on all of our inpatient floors with the exception of women's health. We don't put the dogs near the babies, but we have visits on all other floors, so with our cancer patients, orthopedics, our general population patients, and our intensive care patients as well. We also have some visits in some other clinics, our cleft palate clinic and an adult group, and in our therapeutic preschool. We've had the program here since 2006, and we've never had a negative incident, which is, I think, speaks a lot to the quality of the teams that we're bringing here. A lot of our volunteers actually work full-time, and so they find the time to come visit, and we're so grateful to them for giving their time to St. John's and sharing their furry friends with us.
We're part of the volunteer program, and our job is to visit with patients, staff, family, whoever wants to visit and pat Jasmine while we're here. She just turned 5 in January, and she's been visiting since she was a little under a year old, actually. She passed all her testing very young, and I knew from day one that I wanted to do this with her, and luckily she's got a great temperament for it. She's famous for her lettuce eating.
Okay.
When she visits, she works for lettuce. I bring a baggie of romaine lettuce with me. People who aren't real sick, sometimes I can barely get her to stay with them. She really doesn't want. But when it's somebody who's really sick or really out of it, she settles down like she's with me. and she's just like, okay, fine, and she just stays with these people. It's just amazing how she picks up on it, and to see that dogs really key into what's going on with someone. My best memory was this older woman who I initially wasn't going to visit with, because I always stick my head in to see what's going on. There happened to be a nurse at her bedside, and the woman was just moaning and making all this noise, and I was going to pass on by, and the nurse saw me and she said, no, come in, put her up with this woman, and the woman grabbed onto Jasmine like this, and I'm thinking, oh boy, what's Jasmine going to do? She's going to be squirming to get away in a minute. And the woman starts rocking like this and holding on to her and talking to her, just muttering and talking. And Jasmine sat there with her for the longest time.
They all give him milk bones, so he goes right behind the counter because he knows where they are in the cabinet. When it became something that I heard somebody talk about and invite into, looking for dogs for the program, I thought, let's give it a try. We come twice a month usually, and we've done different things when we're here. Mostly patient visits, but there are other things that we do too. Even if the door's closed, we knock, and the reason we learned to do that is some of those knocks have been some of the best visits we've ever had. We come in and do the whole Purell thing, so everything's sanitized, and then between the patient and if there are visitors or family there and me, it's just such such a fantastic program. To see the joy that the patients get is ultimately what it's all about.
Nosso objetivo não é só entreter, mas também educar sobre a importância das conexões que fazemos com os animais para que possamos coexistir pacificamente. Nós ficamos por aqui com esse belo pôr do sol em Santa Mônica. Até o nosso próximo encontro. Até lá!